Good morning, everyone. Flave is going live. Don't trip over yourselves. Come in Flaves live. Peace to the nation. Um, I hope this morning finds you all well. I was just thinking, wants to think at least 3 times a day, deeply preferentially. And I mean, of course, everyone who I guess has any slight interest in it knows that the long-time music mogul, producer, entrepreneur, actor, the plethora of titles, influencer, Sean Puffy Combs, or Sean Combs, was arrested on federal charges. And those charges, from my understanding, are for racketeering and sex trafficking. Sex trafficking. Uh, to many of us, I imagine, and maybe the charge might have thrown you, but I don't see how the charge, because considering this has kind of been brewing for months. The civil suit started, and I imagine once you start looking into the information regarding the claims on the civil suit, you kind of see criminal activity. So with the emergence of criminal activity, and whatever, all it takes is one interested party. I imagine that it could have been someone prodding a federal agent or some form of some form of investigative law enforcement, whether it be a particular unit, whether it be a local police, state police, CIA, Homeland Security. Homeland Security picked Sean Combs up in earlier, according to the story, earlier than what was anticipated. So all the years now, I myself, I admit, I've gone through a like dislike uh, opinion toward Mr. Combs. Sometimes it's entertaining to see the black man rise and celebrate and have a good time. But then you also hear the stories in which he's been an unscrupulous business person. Uh, some of these events have actually played out in public. We're not going to forget how the locks was going to drop a refrigerator on a nigga, and you think about the biggest situation. We might think of Craig Mack. You think about how even Black Rob and Loon and these artists. I think one of the Winans of a producer. Well, all these artists associated with the Bad Boy. The dope group. What's the name? They had the song. It wasn't Total. It might have been Total. They had the one song, and it's the lead singer. She messed around and married was it Omar Epps? I want to say Omar Epps. And when she married Omar Epps, she said she didn't necessarily need the music shit, but you rarely you see hits coming from the Bad Boy camp. What she got? So more Carl Thomas. You see these hits coming from these guys, 112s. And some of them have what you can see, making of the band, the band or whatever. They have somewhat successful runs, but they don't particularly have any longevity. And you would think that, considering that this is what we want to look at as the modern day Motown, I think that's what Bad Boy was referred to at one point, the modern day Motown or something like that. And matter of fact, I think at one point Mr. Combs did have a relationship with Motown, but these are things I guess you could hold him in a revering light. See, Mr. Combs, yeah, he did things that may have broken history barriers in regards to music and other art forms and other things. Uh, but considering, I mean, and this is just all alleged speculation, and we also are all heard through the years, the different people come on talking about situations at the Diddy parties, now formerly known as the freak offs. One lady said, she said freak outs or something. This white lady on the news. They're gonna have a ball with this shit. I understand, and it's something that I've seen, and I really kind of like, well, man, sometimes it's cool to want to stand up for the black man, for your fellow black man. You know, especially if you feel as if he's done things, because you don't want to focus. That's what that man does in his bedroom is his own personal business. We don't want to focus too far apart. We want to keep these things separate. The business aspect of Mr. Combs and also, I guess, the personal life of Mr. Combs, we want to keep those things separate. It's easy for us to feel as if, want to pledge allegiance to you, not see a great man go down. But in a lot of cases, y'all have to understand that, as long as when it comes to situations like these, where you have a certain black person, uh, and we're going to, since we're talking about a black male, we'll stick with black male. When you think about black males in the industry, and you can think about some of your most popular black males in the industry, whether it be a Bill Cosby, a Richard Pryor, um, Red Fox, um, James Brown, Michael Jackson, Prince. Some of your top tier black males in the industry. And just going by the examples I gave, and pardon my language, because I refer to myself as such. The nigga never go out clean. Of course you never go out alive, but you never go out, in the reverence and the position that you were at your height. So it's like, okay, all these years, first we'll use Prince as an example. All the years that we listen to Prince don't drink, Prince don't do drugs. Prince dies on the elevator for over OD. So we ain't gonna let the elevator break us down. And then it's easy for us to have conspiracies on that tip. Michael Jackson, he's supposed to be Mr. Innocent. He was. I guess to some degree he was Mr. Innocent. Have you seen him? We want to. If we could understand that, we could kind of somewhat relate to. He was always on the road, he's performing, but at the end, when his life ended, he was. There's another druggy nigger, and plus we still don't know whether or not for certain whether he was touching on them little boys or not. And this is a person who sold the most records. I should say I can't really be specific, but I know in the 80s he sold like 43 million, and that was kind of like something that was breathtakingly unheard of. So we have these people. Bill Cosby, he damn near a senior citizen about to topple over in the grave. They still dug up some shit on him and even put him in jail behind. Talk about OJ the Juice Man. OJ the Juice Man, albeit he kind of gave him a kiss his ass on the way out, but they still ran him through the mud. They had him up to the type of tears. I'm not black, I'm OJ. And then lo and behold, they reminded OJ, well, yeah, I guess for a little while we allow you to think that you're merely simply OJ. You're that one special black person amongst the millions and millions of other niggas that you might know or be familiar with. But at the end of the day, if we and I mean by we, I'm not speaking of myself. I'm speaking in a third person or descriptive form. If we them people, not we the people, them people. If we them people allow you African American, black, Negro, nigga, entertainer, these special privileges and all this economic success and fame and things of that nature, just like the stories they tell about the devil, man, in the contract. If you sign a contract with the devil, you can enjoy that contract to the upper and highest levels in which you can enjoy it. But then it comes a time when the toll must be paid. Don't ask for who the bell tolls. The bell tolls for you. The bell is tolling for Mr. Combs. I mean, Mr. Combs knew it. He tried to do an image revamp as if that was going. He did a whole album, the Love Experience. I am now Brother Love. I'm black and independent. I'll go door to door and sell this liquor cause I feel as if these people who pretty much been my rich baby daddies for an extended amount of time. I don't feel as if I've been getting my fair share of support, so I'm gonna buck them. And then when I'm reminded that of who I am and what status I am in the societal realm of, I guess you could say, the modern Western society, and even those who might be, if they imbibe by this, the system of white supremacy, where those who are considered white reign upon the top tier, and those who are considered black reside amongst the bottom. You have to. They'll remind you. They reminded Kanye West. Kanye West. I mean, at one time he went from the raving madman, then they appointed him. Okay, he should sell out because he's wearing the MAGA hat. Uh, to one point he came. I think it was like shortly when he was having a situation, I guess, with Sean Carter. And that's another aspect of this certain particular situation now that can be. We just now when he had the situation with Sean Carter, right? He was on stage. Oh, Jay-Z, don't put your goons on me, blah blah blah. Kanye was in the minds of many was struggling. He said, well, I need a. He was actually Zuckerberg or somebody. He was asking him the jobs. Somebody to give him a loan of some sort, so he could put his visions into play. They fucked around and gave the man the money to put his vision into play, and lo and behold, he's richer than he's the first black man since Mansa Musa to have as much wealth by himself as he did, as he attained. But all it took was for him to take a swipe at them people and tell the truth about them people. I guess with the push of a button or dial of the phone, that man went from billionaire status, and I guess multi-billion. I think at one point I was reading like 3 billion or something like that. He went from multi-billion status down to maybe a few hundred million, and that's nothing to scoff at. But still, you got to understand. Well, hell, in my mind, I say, well, she wants how to earn this money. What can you do to just automatically make it disappear? That is something that is cooked in the sauce of the system. Yep. But let me continue. Mr. Combs, he got picked up today. Uh, the joke that's going around right now is, man had 1,000 bottles of, I guess, lubricant or baby oil, whatever. Yes, that's the 3 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Yeah. I, and then it's like, well, a friend of mine said, Sister Lily has said, we just give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was maybe he's a hoarder. And I said, yeah, then maybe he went to Sam's or something like that and got the bulk water. And just think about it. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And just on the statistical, just thinking statistics and probability and numbers and things like that, put it together. How many babies? Can 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Yeah, you're right. How many babies can 1,000 bottles of baby oil hold? But I'm sure he wouldn't. The charge didn't reveal it such, but I'm sure that Mr. Combs, he wasn't putting that oil on no babies. He might have been putting on some booties. For this, they said it's a racketeering charge. The information, because I haven't really studied it, I mean, I hear to talk about it, but evidently he had some special party favors, in which that were loosened. They did the same way they got Bill ass. Bill, he put the pudding pop he put us allegedly that one person something, and and that's supposed to have been the premise of what his case was about. But they said this man had a crack, where he had he had him a goodie bag, the liven up the party, the freak off drugs. I guess it was the freak off bag, the freak off stack. And once again, the three P's: proper preparation prevents poor performance. And a lot of times, I mean, when I think back when I was a younger man, and you would, and I don't know how this fit into the culture, how this fit. Maybe it didn't necessarily fit into the culture. Maybe it was just something that was just in the deviant subculture that was presented in entertainment, where you were like, okay, you want to spike the punch. That's where that shit came. Where at the little happy days, the 50s parties, where they had a little big punch bowl where they pour whatever grain or whatever in there, and then everybody having a good time and freaking off. These things have origins, but unfortunately, in some cases, we always talk about the culture, and me as the black culture, the African American black culture, whatever however y'all work there, we talk about the culture, but yeah, we think about it. I slid up Molly and she ain't it, but we just got it. Just like I said, that's all that shit came from them people. Y'all watch them people do that Spanish fly and all that shit. You know, um, I mean, I used to be privy to Pop's Playboys and stuff like that. I used to sneak in there and look at him as a little boy, uh, feeding my pervert spirit. Because you got to think about it. You got to know it. And you guys who are supporting this guy said, oh, Puppy got a bad rap. You got to look at They always do the black man, this, that, and the third. You got to understand, whether or not he was charged with this shit, that motherfucker a pervert, man. And I guess some of y'all might relate to the perverted notions. I mean, the man, I don't know whether he scooped the girls up just by being him first, but he also had sex work. He also hired sex workers. It's just like, well, shoot, you don't have enough manpower to cover all these women that you have in your spot, so you have to somehow procure some backup help to get your get down going. But hey, some people say, well, shoot, they went. Them girls saw the diamonds, this, that, and third. Cassie came out pretty well with a fat ass bag. Carisha Please, she may be the last of the great Diddy girls. She came out pretty well. Little talk show. Her music career, fleeting at best. Uh, at this point, she's the drug mule. She's known as the drug mule. Bring the P, dude gonna slide you this P cocaine, and I need you to bring it here because we have the party after the vote or die session. After I go out here and act like a pure ass nigga, that somebody pillar of society and talk to people in some ways, in some shapes or form, be self righteously judgmental of others. Meanwhile, I got dope and tranquilizers and grinder dates and random brides how to shipped in maybe from out of state uh, to have a scene of a Roman, what is similar to a Roman orgy. Once again, like I say, we don't. This ain't black culture. This is some shit that's been uh, grabbed away from that dominant side and bastardized even further because niggas always got to do it. Somebody said, because I mean, it's like, and even myself, you got to think, and it goes down to the old saying, you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas, birds of a feather flock together. Uh, shit, you know who been standing next to that man? Everybody know who been standing next to Diddy, man. Uh, it's like a rite of passage, I guess. I guess that's what it takes when you're a gatekeeper. That's what them gatekeepers do. In order to get past that gate, you got to pay what they used to be a troll, the fairy tale story about the Billy Gross Gruff and the troll under the bridge or something like that. You got to pay the toll to the troll under the bridge in order to cross that bridge. And there's certain situations where the toll was paid, and I guess that, and 5, 10 years later, you start having resentments and regressing how you woke up in the morning and had a rubber stuck to the side of your face and your cheeks feeling raw and you don't exactly know what happened. But meanwhile, Brother Love got tapes. Brother Love got tapes all throughout that. Brother Love recorded all through the house. Well, you think you made it, it's your big chance. And I'm having a good time too. I got all the good drugs and liquor after I'm thinking I'm doing this one particular drug. I'm thinking I'm smoking weed. Meanwhile, this nigga got some shit on there that make me forget shit for the next 45 minutes. Me, uh-uh, uh-uh. So I see you guys, man. I understand that the African American black nigger folk, nigger man, male, goes through a lot in this country when you think about it. Because in a lot of ways he's the most attractive and desired, but he's also damn near the most dependent, uh, compromised, uh, shiftless in a lot of ways because it's not necessarily that that's something that's hereditary. It's the fact that it's been engineered and programmed due to the fact that in a lot of cases they see their situation circumstances hopeless. So when you see a Diddy or Sean Carter or a Russell Simmons, um, a Robert Kelly, um, an Ike Turner. He tried to redeem himself at the same time. James Brown. James Brown. He went hard. He went hard on the women folk. But you still have to kind of revere him for his accomplishments. Now, ain't no kind of you got to revere the Godfather soul for his accomplishments. You got to revere R. Kelly for his accomplishments. The man's a musical genius. He just has a problem with I guess wedding down young girls and this, that, and the third. But still, if a song R. Kelly come on the radio, I'm not gonna clutch my pearls and all this, that, and the third. Now, for some reason, I still haven't watched the episode of Seinfeld after that one comedian went on his nigga spit tirade. But it's just I still haven't watched the football game either. But the whole since the protest about the football shit, I still have not watched the whole NFL. I might watch a piece. I seen a piece of these halftime shows, Snoop in the Dr. Dre halftime show. I seen that. I seen a snippet of Rihanna. I don't know if it was Usher last year, but whatever. They denied that man bond. They knew not to get that man. I mean, I guess maybe after a while they may, but he may not. Depending on the verdict of his case, it may be a long time for Mr. Combs be back outside Diddy bopping for a minute. And then it comes down to the point where you still have the one guy that was out that was still sent out with us. I can't think of his name. That was supposed to be in one of them cars when Tupac and Suge got shot in Vegas. He got his case going on, and all they really need is to have Mr. Combs sitting in one place so he can. All we got to do is put him on that bus. The niggas that have been in jail, they know if we got to go to the court somewhere that's away from the facility, they put you in them cuffs and link you up to wherever else going to court with you, put you on that bus and tell you where you need to go and deal with them charges that you get convicted there. Then he'll add it on to what you got already. We're like, well, who's next? Somebody go. And I also heard, somebody had the theory that it might be like Epstein, where now is Puff going to mysteriously end up dead in the pokey? Because the man got tapes. Them people have seen tapes. The investigators have seen tapes. Now, whether it may be some all-powerful overlord of the industry that can go in there and say, well, I know you got them tapes, but look at me in my eyes. You ain't got them. Get here. Give them here. Give them all. No, that one. Give me that one too. Y'all didn't know y'all never had these tapes with no such of these tapes. If these tapes are in your inventory, forget about it. Did anybody see anything on these tapes? Only a fool in that room would say they saw who was on that tape and what was being done on that tape. Because when there comes a time for those particular elites who want to maintain a certain status and keep their secret. Sacrificial lamb, they always make room for a sacrificial lamb. And and I imagine Sean, he really thought he was making preparations with all the shit he had going on. And after a while, I guess after years and years and years, because if you remember when that Me Too movement was going on, they started pinching motherfuckers. Them niggas was real quiet. Jay-Z included. Them niggas was quiet. Yeah, that may or not be just because they may be innocent, they just don't want to be bothered. But there's a culture. You got to think about the fact that coming in the gate, ain't no nigga like the one I got. The Foxy Brown was underage, and nigga was sliding pipe to Foxy. So it ain't like the niggas above and beyond fucking young pussy. Then it goes on with Beyonce. How old was Beyonce when he started sliding pipe about? He waited. He waited till she was aged, and then they got married. Man, come on with that fucking bullshit, man. Beyonce was already fucking, according to some. Man, I guess that's alleged. I'll say alleged. Then you also go, they wanted Aaliyah. The niggas was pining, him and R. Kelly pining for Aaliyah. Jay-Z was even went as far as the Dirty Mac on Dame with Aaliyah. But this is the speculation. It's the allegation. You just want to see Hov go under. Man, I don't give a goddamn about Hov. Y'all niggas be sucking that nigga dick. I say he can rap pretty good, but I don't particularly like some of the shit he did. I guess it kind of started from I seen this nigga in the Biggie Smalls. Well, it wasn't even. It was Biggie Smalls in his video, Dead President. What the fuck is you doing talking about Tupac? Tupac don't fuck with you, nigga. Tupac don't even know you. So you done inserted yourself into the Tupac shit. And then it comes all the way down to the present day where, okay, Wayne been your buddy. He gave Wayne, he paid his taxes and helped him with his house. So this is his buddy, and he knows how important it may be to his buddy, his good friend, that y'all say that he would go as far to give $14 million. This is his friend. And he knows that this is probably his dream. Now, him doing this. Now, we all know that even though Eminem and 50 and out, and Jay-Z didn't even want 50 out there. But Snoop and Eminem and Dr. Dre, they performed at the Super Bowl. And, Kendrick Lamar performed at the Super Bowl. But Jay-Z has not performed at the Super Bowl. I don't know, did he do a verse? Did Beyonce perform? And he came in crazy in love or something? But he didn't, I guess you could reasonably say, headline the Super Bowl. In the mind of Lil Wayne and from the career of Lil Wayne, because something else I saw, Lil Wayne didn't say nothing negative about none of it. Not Kendrick, not Jay-Z, nothing. He just expressed his disappointment. And then when he expressed disappointment, there are people out there talking, he wasn't right because he get hacked. He wasn't right. You ever seen this show? He admitted he forget his lines. It just seemed as if there was a drum beat. I'm trying to put this in a word where it's seemed like stories coming out. All these years been going on. You never hear too many people complain about, even if they might have not been expected for what it expected, they don't necessarily come out and say, I ain't going back to a Wayne show because I ain't like the way the show went. People that go to a Lil Wayne show, because they know what vibe they're going to get. They know it's going to be a rock star vibe. Okay, the nigga forget his lyrics. Fuck it, we'll help him remember what the lyric it is. We kicking it with Weezy. Weezy got a residency in Las Vegas right now, and then and it's like, well, you cannot put a Kendrick Lamar. You couldn't even put a Kendrick Lamar catalog next to Drake. You can't put a Kendrick Lamar catalog next to Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, he ain't got that kind of music. Lil Wayne ain't got no music. I don't know how I got on here. We still talking about. I'm gonna close this up. I don't know what's in the future for Puff. Uh, but word to shine. Don't ask for who the bell tolls. The bell tolls for thee. Uh, all this time you live well. You live well. You avoided certain situations. You flexed your power. You probably went to some of the most beautiful places in the world. Uh, experienced some things that people will never ever, probably in their whole generations of their lineage experience. You experience those things, Mr. Combs. If they don't take all your money, your children are set for should be set for multiple generations. But we don't know. We don't know. Sometimes we think that these icons have everything put together and stashed together in the right place, have everything laid out, and come to find out them motherfuckers die broke and don't have nothing. I hope your kids don't end up broke, Mr. Combs, because you can fuck around and like to freak off and rub baby oil on private parts and insert them and pull them out certain places and do things of somewhat that's now sodomific. Practice all forms of sodomy. It's not a sad day. It's not a sad day. In no way it should be a happy day either. Disappointing, um, for some, redeeming a day of redemption for many. Well, I guess for as many that were victimized at the freak offs, I guess, and then you have people that say, "Well, them girls wanted to go. Them niggas, them niggas got paid to come in there and do what they did." But it's like it come down to it, man. If they find substantiated evidence that that man was doping whoever, whether it would be a male or a female, and then putting them in a situation where they have to wake up the next day and you gonna sign with the bad, you gonna sign with Puff, you gonna sign with Brother Love, and you be like, no, I don't know, Diddy, I got these offers here, that's and the third, and they be like, all right, what do you call them? What do you call them shit, them niggas? All right, Playboy, all right, Playboy, and you just chill for a second, man. Such and such want to holler at you. I think he got something he wants you. So then they got this other little mark, maybe it might be a Farnsworth Bentley type of nigga coming there with the video. Put the video on, you in there, you in the five, you in a 3-point book, getting reamed out like a stool girl. and appearing in the video, since you on dope as in enjoying it. Ain't no way you can come back from it, if it's released. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Hey man, I don't know what's gonna happen, but they ain't letting that nigga out. And I don't know if he's ever done any significant amount of time. In my belief, I believe the young nigga was spoiled and somewhat sheltered, but then I guess he had a daddy that was in the street. I guess he wanted to feel it. He wanted to feel as if he was a bad boy, and somehow ride the lingering reputation that his daddy had. He was murked. And his mama, she probably was a pushover, and she was probably looking for a replacement, for the daddy. So Janice is probably his bottom beat. No, I shouldn't say that about that boy, mama. But think about it though, and I guess it should be. I guess if you are wealthy and popular and influential, you want to take care of mama. So yeah. No, I am not from not Niger, Mr. Romans. I call myself Mr. Niger, nigga. Um, in from reference of the etymology of the word. The word, from my understanding, it means God. It means a regal being, and associated with darker skin hued people. A lot of people don't say, well, the white man made up the word nigga. And from my perspective, why in most other situations, they say the white man never hasn't invented anything, including certain various forms of language. So why can't it be from the perspective? Well, the Najir, which is, from my understanding, the proper pronunciation for Niger. Um, there was a problem with the Europeans saying the word Niger and nigger. The Negro, the Spanish, their phonetics and the way they well, oh my God, what do I say? I'm doing it. I'm messing up myself. The way they enunciated words and things of that nature might have been different from the tongue of the Ethiopian, the African, the Panjaic, melanin-hued male and female peoples. So the word evolved from Niger to, which was it wasn't any no I or e in it because there were no vowels. It was NGR, and it evolved into what it is. And then it got to the point where like I said, I mentioned about Michael Richardson, how he was on the Seinfeld show, and he had a comedy show, and guess niggas and always fucking with him. So he got there and went on a nigga spewing tirade, and then it came out, and Jerry Seinfeld was left looking uncomfortable. The NAACP stepped in and said, "We're going to bury that word." What's that nigga be on TV? Al Sharpton, he popped his ass up, and Jesse Jackson, I think they popped their ass up talking about they and got a little baby cash or some shit. Call this stuff claiming they gonna bury nigga. you can't bury this. You can't kill the nigga. The nigga already dead. The nigga walking dead. But we resurrect. The Walking Dead is just a step away from resurrection. In my eyes, hard to kill like the roast. Nigga Nation and nothing. Thank y'all for y'all time, man. Best of luck to Mr. Puff. Yeah, hey, you get out of life what you put into life, and in a lot of times we get what we deserve, whether we ask for it or not. Peace and love. Oh, man. Busy, baby.